Using the multiple choice forms for examinations at IFM. Introduction. This presentation aims at helping you to understand how to use the multiple choice form to answer examination questions. This is the form. Each form has a unique identification number. It's here, and thus cannot be forged and can be used only once. The form is divided into three parts. The top part, this area here. This is where the candidate identifies herself or himself by indicating the names, the candidate's names in case of tests, but for final examination there will be no candidate name space. The program here and year of study, also the subject's name of the exam paper and dates of the exam paper. The candidate's registration number is written in the boxes on the right hand side as illustrated. Under each digit there is a column with 10 boxes. Each digit written on the candidate's number, there is a column of 10 boxes in each one. The middle part, this area, this is where correct answers are identified for each question. For each question number on the left, here are the numbers. There is a group of boxes on the right of the question number. Here are the group of boxes of each question number on the right side. This is the lower part. It shows the instruction on the correct shading. This is the correct shade and the wrong shading. The tick is not a correct shade. A slash is not a correct shade. A cross is not a correct shade. Cycling is not a correct shade. So the candidate is not supposed to shade this way. Using the form shading, you may have noted by now that only the top part and the middle part of the form need shading. The top part and the middle part. In the top part, details of the candidates are all written in letters and numbers. For example, the candidate's name, Jumanne Ttylsie. The program she is taking, Bachelor in Accounts. The year of study, Year 1. The subject, QM 711. And the date, 21st March 2014. Only the numeric parts of the candidate's registration number is shown both in written numbers and shaded. The candidate's number, for example, 70119. This is the written number. The shaded part is on the box below each digit. For example, 7, you shade this part here. 0, you shade this part here. 1, you shade this part here. 1 again, you shade this part here. 9, you shade this part here. So each number you shade to the corresponding box below it. Let us shade the candidate's 5 digits number shown above. These are the 5 candidates digits number. Once you start to shade on the first digit, that's number 7, you look below it. There are 10 boxes, so you'll find the box on which on the left side there is number 7. You shade that box.
Okay.
You go to the second digit, which is 0. You look below it where there are also 10 boxes, so you'll find the box on which on the left side there is 0, so you'll shade it. Then you go to the third digit, that is 1. You look below it where there are also 10 boxes, then you'll find the box on which on the left side there are number 1, then you shade the particular box. You go to the fourth digit, which is also number 1. You look below it, there are also 10 boxes, then you look the box on which on the left side there's number 1, then you shade the particular box. The last digit, which is 9, below it there are 10 boxes, so you look to the box where on the left side there is number 9, then you shade the particular box. The candidate's registration number is on every student's ID. Only the last 5 digits on the right of your registration number are the ones shown as the candidate's number on the form. Care should be taken to identify the right box to shade for each digit above the column. These are the digits and the boxes. So once you shade, you must be very careful. The form for test will have space for this one here. The form for final examination will have no space for a candidate's name. This is the form for final examination. There is no space for a candidate's name. Instead, it starts with a program. This is because the candidate is not allowed to write his or her name on the exam answer sheet for a final exam. But there is an addition of the venue space to where the exam is done on the form of final examination. This one here, which is not in the form for test. So the venue space is not in the form for a test exam. For the answers, the middle part is used to identify the correct answer of a question. This, the middle part. For instance, if the correct answer for question 1 is C, question 1, if the correct answer is C, then the box under the letter C in that row is shaded. Question 1, the answer is C, so the box below the letter C is shaded. Let's try again for question 2. Suppose the answer for question 2 is B. Question 2, the answer is B. Then the box below the letter B is shaded. You do the same for each question. Make sure the question number and the letter being shaded are in the same row. The question number and the letter are in the same row. How to correct mistakes. If you later realize that you shaded a wrong letter, then simply use an eraser to erase the shaded box if a pencil was used, and then shade the right box. So for instance, you have realized that you have shaded a wrong box, you can use eraser to erase that shaded. Like this. Then you shade the right box. If shading was by pen, then cross the wrongly shaded box and shade the correct one. If you shade it by pen, you cross it, showing that it was wrongly shaded, then you shade the correct one. In case of a pen, do not attempt to erase the box, neither by an eraser nor by a razor blade. Following are some of the common mistakes made by candidates. Let's look on the form below. Consider this candidate. The shading is completely wrong, as you can see. In correcting this error, each digit must have only one shaded box in the column below. Each digit must have only one shaded box. If it's 7, then the box number 7 must be shaded, only one. Here, the 5 digits are in the one column, as you can see. The 5 digits are in one column, which is completely wrong. To correct the previous mistake, this is the correctly shaded candidate's number. Each digit, one box is shaded. Let's consider the other form. Again, the candidate committed the same mistake as the previous one. One column has been shaded more than 2 boxes, as you can see. So each digit must be shaded one box. Let's look at another form. Can you spot the error in this form? The shaded number is 71182. 71182. That's the shaded number. While the candidate's number, which has been written here, is 70092. So the candidate has wrongly shaded this number here. Please avoid these mistakes. And other similar mistakes. Consequences of wrong shading. Shading a wrong answer will obviously affect your score. Shading your registration number wrongly may have many consequences, some of them being: Roman 1, you will slow down the marking process as the system will stop and seek assistance from the operator. Roman 2, you may not get your results in time for failure to properly identify who you are and You may get a wrong score for confusing the system. And lastly, you may get a wrong score for confusing the system. To conclude this session, the following remark may be appropriate. This system is simple and user-friendly if you care to take a bit of your time to study it. Simply be careful, especially with the self-identification part. Most of the consequences for wrong shading affect you directly. Please don't let that happen to you. Thank you for listening.